Okay, as quick as I can, restaurant quality pan fried steak. These are the ingredients you need. You don't necessarily need this, but I picked green pan because I don't want a bunch of chemicals in my food. If you get that, you need the silicone spatula to not scratch the pan. You need some olive oil, garlic powder, pepper grinder, and optional kosher salt. Very limited use on that anyway. Step one, pick your meat. You want to have a meat with some fat in it, and it wants to be about an inch thick. Otherwise, it's not going to come out good. So again, decent size, decent thickness, with the white marbleization going through it. I like ribeye, and even though it's probably a cheaper piece of meat, chuck roast is very tasty. If you get those steaks that are solid red and you think it's all meat, it doesn't have the same flavor. But it's up to you. Okay, so get the fatty kind. All right, bring the meat home, set it out. You want to take it out of the refrigerator and let it sit for at least 10 minutes. When you do that, it allows the inside to be less cold and it cooks quicker, better, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, on a regular stove, I like to turn it to 6, okay, to let the pan warm up. As the pan is warming up, I'm going to coat the steak with some olive oil. Just pour a little, rub it, flip it over, pour a little, rub it, okay? Then we're going to put on some black pepper. I like the kind where you twist it and it grinds. Garlic powder, and this is optional. You don't need the kosher salt. Some people like it, or they say you have to have it. You really don't need it. It's just a little bit of that, okay? So now the steak is all oiled up. When you're seasoning your steak, you're going to over season it, because when you're cooking it, it's all going to come off anyway. So you're over seasoning with pepper, over seasoning with garlic, just a little bit of kosher salt. Okay, so now it's sitting there. The pan is hot. Get your olive oil, put enough in the pan to coat the bottom, but not so that the steak is floating in oil. Just enough to get it going. Maybe like a big, nice big circle in the middle of the pan, and then it's gonna spread out. Okay, take your steak, put it down. If it doesn't start sizzling right away, you didn't have the pan hot enough. As soon as that happens, set your timer for 4 minutes. Don't touch it. 4 minutes goes by, we're gonna turn it over. As you're turning it over, you're gonna shake the pan, get some more olive oil on the bottom. Okay, so now you're cooking on the second side, 4 minutes again. Okay, at the end of the second 4 minutes, you're gonna take some butter. You're gonna cut off a decent chunk of butter, maybe in a few different slices, and you're gonna load up the pan with butter. It's gonna melt all around the steak, and then you're gonna start flipping the steak. You're gonna take a little spoon, and you're gonna be pouring it onto the steak as it cooks. The butter is gonna be melted and bubbling and sizzling. Okay, you're gonna let that happen for maybe 3-4 more minutes, because you don't want the steak too red inside. So 4 minutes, 4 minutes, and 4 minutes is probably going to get you approximately where you need to be, which is like a medium well. You want some red in the steak. You don't want to cook your steak all the way through. And if you like it that way, get out of the habit. It's not even close to as tasty. Okay, so 4, 4, 4, and then we're going to pull it out, set it down on a plate. As it's sitting there, you're going to take your butter from the pan, and you're just going to pour it on the steak. Just let it coat the steak again. So, and again, the whole time you're going to be coating the steak with the butter for the 4 minutes to give it some flavor, and it's going to be really good. After you put it on the plate, put the butter on there, maybe let it sit for a minute or two, and that's it. About as fast as I can do it. Doing it like that, you're not going to need any steak sauce or anything like that, and it's amazing quality. And that's it. Thank you.